we dealt with accommodation this year, and every other year moving on, is we understood that accommodation stems from the lack of higher education funding or sufficient funding. So this year we particularly are pushing for, an agenda that speaks to funding. But also we're working on the relevant literature and also a lot of background work to ensure that we're able to put at legislative level, for the regulation of student rent, because especially in Windhoek and various towns around the country where you have institutions of higher learning, you will find that student accommodation there is ridiculously expensive and doesn't make sense. So really, we're trying to ensure that we gather the relevant literature and do the background work.
Nangolo says the organization has been actively engaged in discussions and initiatives aimed at enhancing the overall education system in Namibia.
In January, we had our Access to Education campaign, if you remember. We were basically assessing the schools in the country, looking at the state of the schools, looking at the infrastructure, the level of education and quality of education that's delivered there. And I think in particular, our biggest accomplishment in terms of access to education remains the work that we've done through the Access to Education campaign and the work we've done at high levels with government in terms of ensuring that we deliver quality education as a country. But however, the issue still remains. And I'm going to be very, very honest with you. We still have an issue of access to education in this country.
Anticipating the upcoming year, Nangolo highlighted their 40th anniversary and numerous activities planned for the next year.
2024 for us as an organization will be a very big year. Firstly, we'll be having our 40th anniversary, so a lot of work will be done around the anniversary. But we're also having our Congress very early next year. We're looking at renewing mandates and also handing over to a new leadership. So that is also something we are very, very excited about.
Johanna Uritkos, NBC News, Windhoek.